It's been called one of the most consequential Supreme Court rulings in the last half-century. Last week, the High Court ruled in favor of birthright citizenship, denying President Trump's executive order. Alec Nolan spoke with Democratic Congressman Lloyd Doggett following the landmark decision.
5-4 ruling to essentially strike down President Trump's executive order to try and get rid of birthright citizenship. What is your initial reaction?
Well, Born in the USA is not only the title of a famous Bruce Springsteen anthem, it's been the law of the land here in the United States since 1898. So I think the court did the right thing. I think it overruled another one of Trump's many executive orders where he doesn't turn to Congress or the Constitution, but just his own gut feeling. So I'm pleased with the ruling. I think to have gone otherwise would have created chaos.
President Trump responded to this saying that essentially it wasn't a win for them. And then just recently he posted on Truth Social, he wanted to congratulate China and President Xi on their birthright citizenship win. What is he talking about?
I have no idea, but it is clear that President Trump admires authoritarian leaders, whether it is Xi Jinping in the PRC or Vladimir Putin. And he gets pushed around by them from time to time. So I'm not surprised that he was saying good things about the PRC. I do have great concern about what he's doing with Taiwan and whether he's going to continue to defend democracy there.
Governor Abbott also tweeting out that this was a, quote, missed opportunity. What is your reaction to Abbott's viewpoint on this?
I'd ask him to open his eyes and look around Austin. If you look at Austin, the strength of our community has been diversity. We have been able to draw the best and brightest from all over the world. And whether you're seeking health care, studying at the universities, or certainly in our tech center, we have benefited from having people come from around the world legally to work in our community, and their children should be recognized as full American citizens as much as someone like myself whose family has been in America for generations.
Do you believe that some of the critics against this, they believe that others are taking advantage of this? And we've seen this across social media. Do you believe there are people that take advantage of this birthright citizenship?
I really don't. I don't think that is a serious problem at all. And again, the court didn't change the law. It simply affirmed what has been our law since 1898. I think it's worked well, and they're right to uphold it.
I do find it interesting President Trump married to an immigrant, yet much of his legislation seems to be anti-immigrant. Why is that?
It's really difficult to understand. Yes, a very recent immigrant and comes from a family like most of us. In his case, within, I think, the last 100 years of a family coming from abroad to immigrate to America. I think he is heavily influenced by Stephen Miller in the White House, and it's clear that they are not just about trying to protect our borders, but they want to remove from this country and prevent from coming into this country people who are legal immigrants. So we're experiencing so many more difficulties in the work we do for constituents, reuniting families, getting workers that are needed for our tech industry and healthcare. They are erecting one barrier after another, and it does seem to be a rather extreme approach. His most recent action in denying temporary protective status for citizens of Haiti and Venezuela is also really troubling. Imagining people going back to these countries that they may well have left because of death threats, I think it's a real problem.
And President Trump also, it looks like he's calling out to Congress and your colleagues as well as sort of a legislative workaround for this, saying they should pass a statute immediately to end birthright citizenship, claiming a constitutional amendment isn't necessary. What would your message be to colleagues of yours on both the left and the right?
Well, I'd encourage them to read the court's opinion. I believe the court is clear that there's a constitutional basis for this. The 14th Amendment, enacted after the American Civil War, is firm. And even some of those who are big supporters here in Congress have acknowledged that a constitutional amendment would be necessary to change this. I don't believe that's going to happen. And I hope that as more Americans see that protecting our borders is one thing, but removing from this country people that are making a valuable contribution in their communities, be it at a very a level that is like working in restaurants and construction, hard work, or providing our scientists and tech industry leaders, we benefit from being what the Statue of Liberty says on its base about being a country for those that are rejected elsewhere. And we have to have limits on it. We can't accept everyone who wants to come here, but we should celebrate those who come legally and should find a way to deal with those who have come without proper documents.
As you already sort of mentioned, Texas having a high population of mixed status families, obviously with us being so close to the border. Had this gone the other way, let's say it's 5-4 the other way, and this ends birthright citizenship, do you think that would have caused chaos for a lot of students and or just people walking around in Texas as to whether or not they have status? Like, what would that look like? Like, how do you move forward?
We're left a question as to whether they are stateless, whether they're without any country. And I'm sure that that is among the several considerations that this court evaluated in rejecting President Trump's executive order and upholding the law that has existed since 1898.
I'm Atiana San Miguel. Thank you for watching our story. If you'd like to see more like it, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Also, be sure to watch us weekday mornings at 7 and 11 a.m. on KCWX. Bye. See you on the next one.